It's that blob.
Oh, you caught me. I'm in the hallways of Harvard and working on a very complex math problem. Oh, I must be very smart.
You need therapy from Robin Williams.
Yeah, but I'm gonna reject him at first and be mean to him about his passed away wife.
Those are your defenses from your rough childhood.
Right, but it's not my fault.
It's not your fault. Hey, it's not your fault.
Stop it.
Don't you know
Stop it.
that it's not your fault?
Stop. Oh!
Do you get it now?
Yes, all my problems are fixed.
That's all that it takes.
Then you make a movie about it. That was actually their relationship in real life at the time.
No way.
Oh no.
You know, I didn't realize that it was about a guy named Will Hunting. I thought it was like, hey, you're gonna go hunting? Here's Goodwill. I didn't know. I just didn't know.
You just didn't know. It's not your fault.
There was no way for me to know. Don't you see that?
I see that. I also see that every time you exhale, the breath goes out the eyeball holes of that mask and fogs up your glasses.
Well,
I really hope they can see it, but unlikely.
That's how lions work.
Oh, they breathe out of their eye holes?
Yeah, did you not know that?
I didn't know that, but it's not my fault.
What do you think about the two of us doing a sick dance break?
I feel pretty good. 1, 2, 3, go!
You've got to do better than that, Mr. Levi. Are you okay?
I'm okay, but my marker's not.
You're ruining the dance break. 7:30 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
1, 2, 3, let's go. Hello, everybody, or maybe nobody. One viewer, maybe a couple. Hello. It is time for the cram session. It has begun. Brady will be here in a second. He's finishing up a tutoring session. I'm going to take this time to post on Reddit because I want people to see this so that we can show more people this. But I'll probably also wait for Brady to do that as well. Ooh, that looks fun. Oh, you know what? I probably should have looked at this. There's nothing here. Interesting. ACT. What the heck? You're late, man.
Are we streaming?
Oh my gosh, we're streaming.
Really?
Don't worry.
Why?
Dude, you gotta get up here.
I'm scared. Should I be scared?
Yeah, baby.
Are people watching us?
Nobody's watching us.
Really? That's not true. You got one viewer.
Yeah, I think it's us.
How is that possible? Oh, on your computer? Wait, you always watch us on your computer. So does that mean that's always one of our viewers? Or because you're watching from the
No,
network, it doesn't matter?
supposedly it doesn't count. We got 2. Alright, I'm gonna post on Reddit.
I'll just play this thing while you're posting on Reddit.
Awesome.
Yeah. Cram Session. You changed the title?
I did.
Very good. Cram Session. Cram Session.
That's right, Brady. You got it.
Cram Session. Cram Session. If you're here for the Cram Session. Everybody's here for the Cram Session.
Oh, come on.
Who's here, huh? Who's got a question? Everyone's excited. Everyone's enthused. SAT scores came out recently, by the way.
Oh, did they?
Oh, sorry, subject test scores.
Oh,
The
okay.
normal SAT came out a week ago or so,
Yeah.
but the subject test scores finally came out. So I'm going to see how my kids did. How did my sweet children do?
That's what it is, eh?
I should keep saying stuff.
Yes.
All right. Well, I mean, that's synonymous with I should continue playing my juice harp.
Yeah.
You don't agree with that?
Well,
Dude, this is nerdish, man. This is what they're signing up for.
I heard about that.
Cram session. Cram session. Get ready to cram. Big time cram. We're cramming it up. Cramming it up for you right now, right here, for your own eyeballs. You're taking that test tomorrow. I should probably post on the Discord. I did a lot of things. Probably tweet. Cram session time. Woo!
All right.
Cram session time. Everyone's excited about the cram session time on Twitter. We're cramming it big time. Cramming it big time for your viewing pleasure. It's all coming up roses. Cram session time. 6 to 8 p.m. EST. You don't want to miss this. All right. Oh, you got some food, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Is that for me? Huh?
Nope.
Looks like nobody wants to cram. Maybe we should just call it a night. Oh, chemist. Chemist, you taking the test tomorrow? You excited? You ready to cram, chemist? No as in you're not taking the test tomorrow, or no as in you're not ready to cram? I'm going to say it's the first one because if you're here, that means you're ready to cram, but you're not taking the test tomorrow. You're just here for the fun.
This is decidedly not a 30, 60, 90.
No, this is the half A B sine theta one.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah. I see they got him with that. They thought it was a right triangle. I am not taking the test tomorrow because I am homeschooled now.
Ah.
So, if and when you want to take the test, do you take it at home? Wouldn't you need to go to an official place anyway?
Can I do, or do you want to do this one?
I mean, I'll do it.
Okay. You do it. Where are your markers?
I was going to just take them from you.
All right, so why don't you post this on Reddit, and then I'll do it.
Post this on Reddit?
Yes.
Okay, is there someone that asked us this specific question?
This was not towards us, but this is a recent one on the ACT Reddit.
Okay.
Go. Get out of here.
I'm scared.
Get out of here.
I'm scared.
Okay, so this is from the Reddit ACT. I changed the question itself a little bit. It's going to deal with exactly the same stuff, but I'm not sure which test that is, and we can only put up tests that are officially released. Otherwise, we get in trouble. So we have this triangle, and we are looking for the area. So area equals what? That is the question. Now, you might think, oh, this is a 30, 60, 90 triangle. That's not true. You only know it's 30. And then you might think, oh, it's a 3, 4, 5 right triangle that's also 30, 60, 90. That doesn't exist. So that's good. Oh, chemist, we will get to that next. So chemist. All right. Now, how do we do this question? There is a formula for this that you just should memorize. Now, you don't absolutely have to. There's a way around this. And I actually do it, I go the long way to do it because I don't like memorizing things and I'm not good at memorizing things. I choose AC is congruent to AC, but... Okay, oh, you're talking about your question. Okay, we'll keep that in mind. So, Brady, since I don't memorize this formula, I like going the long way. What is the formula?
Half AB sine theta.
So area equals 1/2 AB sine theta. Now, the specifics of this are when you have any given triangle. This is not drawn to scale at all, so it's not an equilateral triangle. If theta is here, and this is A, and this is B, the area of this triangle is this expression right here. You don't necessarily need to understand why. I don't have this memorized. I do understand why, but I don't have it memorized, which is probably less useful. Brady has it memorized. You should memorize this. If you have two sides and then the angle that they create when they meet is defined, if you know these three values, then you can find the area of that triangle. So in this case, all we're going to do is plug into that equation. So we have A equals 1/2 times 4 times 5 times sine of 30 degrees. You plug that in. I don't know what the answer is. It doesn't really matter because this is not the exact question that you were given. But you just plug this into your calculator and you're done. Please let me know if you have any questions on that. The person who did post this-ish question on Reddit.
Levi,
Follow up. Yes?
you said sine of 30 is 1/2. You can finish it?
Oh, yeah, I can.
Do it.
Okay, good idea. Very good idea. So we have 1/2 times 20. This is not the best way to do this. Sine of 30 is 1/2.
Yay.
So this will be a quarter of 20, which is 5. Now, that number 5 doesn't help you. It's not the answer to your question because your question didn't use the same values. But be very careful. You are trying to bring things from... Is that for right triangles? No. Well, it can be, but it's for any triangle. Any triangle as long as this situation is met. So you have two side lengths, you know those lengths, and then the angle they create. It works for this triangle. This is not a right triangle, nor is this necessarily. It can work for a right triangle, but it's for any triangle. That's why it's a really, really useful formula, because we're used to with triangles doing base times height. Can you also go over matrices? Yes, Sophia, I can. Matrices. So first we have to do chemist's question. Whoever did post this on Reddit, if you are looking at this now or later, but we're still streaming, you can ask me follow-up questions later. I will probably forget, so you'll have to remind me what I was talking about then. AB sine theta over 2. Yeah, there you go. If you want to remember it that way, good. We probably won't have time tonight to take our time going through why that is the case. And that's fine, because tonight is the night of the test. It is about getting in those last little details. It's not about necessarily taking a ton of time to improve understanding because, it's not the time.
It's not about that.
It's not about that.
It's about you. It's about me. It's about us.
Yeah. It's about love, really.
It's about peace.
Peace and love.
And war.
Your breath smells like my M&Ms.
Yeah, it's because I was eating them.
Oh.
I can't believe you couldn't put that together.
I was about to, and you beat me to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Your M&Ms retroactively smell
Okay,
like...
so we got to do some chemist question from Discord. Give me a hot sec.
Never mind, posting a new question. Wait, chemist is posting a new question.
Chemist is posting a new question, so we're doing matrices. Brady, you're doing matrices.
I would like to do matrices now, please.
Would you? Okay, who asked for that? That was Sophia.
All right, Sophia. Sophia. There's the easy matrix stuff. We're going to go over that very quickly. All right.
Do you need the easy matrix stuff, like how to add and subtract matrices?
Yeah. Scalar multiplication, adding and subtraction of matrices, and then there's finding the determinant, and there's multiplying matrices. Do you want to just do a quick all of them? Or, what do you want? We'll do all of it. If you think we won't, you are sorely mistaken.
So sore.
We'll do all of it.
Mm-hmm. We're very cool men.
Okay, let's go. Oh.
Nope, I don't like dancing with you.
Why? You're my business partner.
I am your business partner, and business partners dance together.
Yeah.
The business partners who dance together succeed and make a business
together.
Yes. Okay, so here's another thing. We ask lots of questions, and then
you can't just say yes.
Yeah, it's not your fault. It's our fault. We have very short memories.
Do you want all of it, or do you want specific parts? And if you want specific parts, maybe you can tell us the things that you already know. Or if you just want all of it, just say all of it.
Blink twice if you want just matrix multiplication.
Blink 3 times and sniff 4 times if you are in Albania. Yes! Alright, sounds good. Here we go.
You doing plus minus first?
Big time. I'm going to do rows and columns first.
Oh, I'm going to do scalar multiplication.
Sounds good. Okay, a matrix is an array of numbers, and it's got dimensions here. All right, the dimensions are in terms of rows by columns. And the difference, the way that I remember it, is that columns are like in a building, like vertical columns. So we have 3 columns here, which means the horizontal things are rows. So this is going to be a 2 by 3 matrix right here. Levi's got something for you.
Are you done?
Well, I'm going to keep going.
This is scalar multiplication. If you take a number, just a constant term called a scalar, you don't have to know that term necessarily, but you multiply it by the matrix, you just multiply it to every single piece of the matrix. So if this were, 2 times the matrix 0, 1, negative 3, then this would become 0, 2, negative 6.
Awesome.
Really easy.
Next thing, matrix addition. All right, you can only add matrices that are the same dimensions because you're going to be adding corresponding parts here. These are both 2 by 2s. We're going to get a 2 by 2 matrix. We're going to get 4 entries. First one is the top left entry. 6 plus 7 is 13, so that's what goes here. 9 plus 10 is 19, that's what goes here. 0 plus 12 is 12, that's what goes here. 3 plus 3 is 6. Subtraction works the exact same way. As long as they're the same dimensions, you just apply subtraction instead of, oh, he's going to do it right there, instead of addition.
Also, they have to be exactly the same size for addition and subtraction. So,
I already said that.
Oh, but maybe
We're
they
wasting
thought it was
time.
only when you were talking. Okay. So if it's this, then it would be the matrix 2 minus 6 is negative 4, and 3 minus 7 is negative 4.
Okay.
Oh, look at that.
Next thing is the determinant. The determinant, they might ask you to take of a 2 by 2 matrix. What a determinant is used for is actually some very high-level math stuff that they don't teach you in high school. So it's kind of strange to me that they ask you to figure out what the determinant is. But figuring out what it is quite simple, really. For a 2 by 2, let's say you have this. So you have 7, 2, 1, 9. It's 2 by 2. The way to find the determinant is to multiply these two first. This is 7 times 9. And then you subtract the product of the other diagonal. This right here is going to be this times this. Then we subtract 2 times 1, which gives us 63 minus 2, which is 61. That would be the determinant. Why are you rushing? Is there a time crunch? This is cram session time. This is a cram. When you cram fast.
Yep.
You cram fast, you cram smart. That's what you do. That's what my dad always says before he crams. Anyway,
Okay.
So that is the determinant, not to be confused with the discriminant. So in general form, if you got A, B, C, D, it is these two, the product of those, which is A, D, minus the other diagonal product. That is the determinant. The last matrix thing there is to know is matrix multiplication. It's going to take us a second to talk about that. So we're going to instead do another question first, then come back.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
Wait, we need to go to OD. Okay, so Arnie. Hey, Arnie.
These
Arnie's
ordinary
also-
differential equations. Arnie,
Oh, that's okay. never
no,
mind.
no, we're not.
Nope.
We are not going to do that.
Arnie, we're doing an ACT Cram Session only, so that's not on the ACT.
The probability is 4 tenths and not 5 tenths. 3 tenths plus 10. Oh, Yellow Penguin. Wait, go up for a sec.
What?
Is that on Reddit? Are you on Reddit or are you on is that number 52 on Reddit? Where
What's happening?
Yellow Penguin, where's that question? Yes. Ah, excellent. Okay. Yeah, do you want to put that on?
Oh, sweet, sweet.
Can we
Yellow
not
Penguin.
use this?
Yellow Penguin, what test is this from? Is this from one of the officially released ones?
We cannot post.
We can't put it up on the screen because we got
Oh, it's from the
knocked
ACT
by
math section. I thought it was from the English section.
Oh no, we're asking specifically. Would you be nice?
Sorry. Don't do that.
What test specifically?
Like
what
72C, 81F. Like they'll have a little code on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a very little code. You have to look very closely.
I could also just tell them really quickly what the answer is. Should I just say it?
Sure.
You're double counting a certain ball here. So normally with OR, you do add, I think it's red and 3. Is that what they're adding? Could you back up for a sec?
Oh my gosh. This is on the ACT Reddit.
Yes, so
thing,
red or
obviously.
3, but one of the balls is red and 3. So by adding 3 tenths and 2 tenths, you just counted the same ball twice. You don't want to do that. You need to subtract that ball once. Exactly, yeah. You don't want to count the overlap 2 times.
Never
in a
do
row.
that again.
Yeah.
Never do it again.
If we hear about you doing it again, I'm going to slap Levi.
Please don't do it again.
In the slap zone. Right in the slap zone.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to be slapped there.
I guess not.
Nope.
Zovint, hello.
Zovint, hello.
Sweet
Zovint.
All right. So we need to do chemist's question, which is from a computer. So that's good. I'll put this up.
But hey, Yellow Penguin, thanks for showing up. Glad you liked what we got there. We liked your question. We want to just...
this is sort of fun. All right.
You think so?
The question is, what is the value of angle MNO? I'm going to redraw this real quick.
Oh, this is a fun one.
No. You don't know how to do it.
No, this is really fun.
So we're looking for that angle there. It's like a little candy corn.
It is a little candy corn. Lord of Misbehavior, yes. What kind of a calculator do you have? Just tell us the model. Go ahead, Levi.
Okay, so we know that this is 104 degrees. So how do we do this? With anything like this where you're given a picture, fill it in with all the knowledge you can figure out, and also try to bring to the front of your mind what this type of thing is. So you're going to have to deal with maybe transversals. Ooh, we have, we told you about the calculator program we have for that?
Hey,
thank you for the cheer.
I'm going to eat those
Yeah,
bits.
go get them. Oh, very good.
That was
Okay.
good.
So this is 104 degrees. Things you need to think about. Transversals, we got to think about supplementary angles, complementary angles, sum of the interior angles of a triangle equal 360. So in this case, we have 104. That means that this must be 76 degrees.
It has to be.
Also,
Literally has to be.
This is an isosceles triangle, meaning that the angles opposite the equivalent sides must also be equivalent. So this must also be 76 degrees.
Literally has to be.
You're useless.
Will you stop?
I'm going to slap
You're
you
being
right in
useful.
the slap zone.
No, not my slap zone. Don't do that.
Get in the zone.
Auto zone. Wow.
Slap zone.
Sorry. You gonna finish?
I'm going to finish this right now. So,
Oh, that's it, isn't it? NMO? Yeah, you're done.
yeah, so then whatever the difference is, yes.
Okay. So, Mr. Lord, you go to Math, which is a button on the left side of your calculator. It's kind of up 2/3 from the bottom. You press Math. Oh, it is MNO.
MNO. Yeah,
Trying to
there.
measure-
So 76, which gives us 152. And then we have to, these three angles, 1, 2, and 3, have to add up to 180 degrees. So we do 180 minus 152, and we get 28 degrees.
Okay, so
Or-
Lord, you go to Math, then you go to Probability, which is like 2 buttons over. You'll see it in the screen. Math gives you a bunch of different types of options. You go to Probability, and then you're going to see Factorial, you're going to see NPR, you're going to see NCR. Okay, you select whichever one you want to use. It'll prompt you to put in your N value and your R value. So your total number of objects and the number of objects that you are selecting. 76 degrees for angle MNO. MNO. NMO. NMO. Yeah, 76 degrees. Exactly. Yes. Lord, have you found it? Do you understand? Can you see it? Can you feel it? Can you smell it? I can smell it. All right, that's it for that one. Excellent. Let's see what we got next. You guys saw it towards the end. I don't mind waiting. Arnie. Sweet Arnie.
Is it about the ODDs?
Yeah.
Nah. Do that. Not tonight. Tonight is a very special night, for the ACT is tomorrow.
Yes, that's right. So here's the way I think of it. Permutations, position. Permutations, position matters. If you don't care about position, combinations.
Yeah, combination C, K, not permutation.
Permutations, position.
C, K, no position.
It was hard for me to remember it until I changed my middle name to Permutations, position. And now I remember.
Or
it's
does
my
it make
middle name.
you forget your middle name more often?
Midla.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Yes.
All right.
We should keep going.
We should keep going. Okay, so for those of you who are watching and not asking questions, one of two things is happening.
What are you doing?
You are asking the question, what are you doing? Also, we have a YouTube channel, so maybe you don't have a Twitch account. That's fine. Just go on YouTube and watch us on YouTube. We just put the, hey, Slayer Darth.
Looks like a waste of money. What looks like a waste of money?
Order matters. Oh, changing your name. I don't know.
Looks like a waste of money. Yellow Penguin, you're going to have to be a little more specific.
So Brady has discovered an instrument that is basically the manifestation of his personality. It's called a jaw harp, where you put it against your face, and then you use your skull cavity to do stuff with the sound, resonate the sound.
Yeah.
Oh, your message is being checked.
This thing is going to be huge. Everyone is going to want one of these things. Pretty soon you're going to show up to school, and there's just going to be little roving packs of boys and girls just kind of, doing that. Yes. Forget juuling, which you should not do. It is terrible for you. Get yourself a jaw harp. New trend. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. All right. How much pre-calc does ACT Math cover? Very little of it. Really, really little of it. It's all Algebra 1, 2, and Geometry. It's maybe a couple, maybe 3 or 4 questions at the end that knowing pre-calc will help you to understand. But they don't expect you to. You can get a very good score without having taken pre-calc yet. Okay. So we have this triangle picture. There's the mouse. All right, let's see what we got here.
Yellow Penguin. I don't know where your message went. Sorry, my computer froze. So, nah. You can send it again, and then I'll check it. I'll check it this time.
Uh-oh, there's a reflection.
This is a shiny problem.
No, that means I can see where they are. They're in Albuquerque by the reflection. You gave it away. I know that lighting anyway.
Shiny problems are rarer. I think they have more HP or something.
HP. Love HP.
Yeah.
Big fan of that. Wow, this is okay, so let's see.
Go for it, Novus One.
Isosceles triangle ABC contains angle bisectors. These are all angle bisectors that intersect at X. If BA is congruent to BC, then measure BCA is 44 degrees. What is measure of angle CXA? Oh, wow. Oh, this is fun. I'll pop in after I take my practice test. That sounds good. We'll be popping here. All right.
Oh yeah. So Yellow Penguin, the language in your message was flagged. So sorry, you can't curse. I don't know what it is in penguin that means, but you can't say that.
Sometimes
Sorry.
Sometimes I think about penguins.
No, you don't.
You think I've never thought about penguins?
I don't think so.
Really?
Yes.
How is that even? I just said the word.
What word? See? See? I'm going to slap you in your slap zone, okay?
Don't slap me in my slap zone.
Can I?
Please don't. I already took SAT. There we go. Excellent. Oh, this is great.
Yeah, we tutor it for fun.
Okay, so this is an isosceles triangle, and BA is congruent to BC, which means the two angles opposite, these two, are congruent to each other. So this angle here and this angle here are going to be congruent because they are opposite the two congruent sides.
I'll do that.
And then they say BCA is 44. So BCA. So this thing here is 44, but we also know that this is an angle bisector. That's what they said up here. These are angle bisectors. Angle bisectors cut an angle right down the middle in half.
Right down the
So
middle.
if this is 44, don't worry, you'll see it in a sec. We're going to take that away. Then this is going to be 22 and 22. Now, because these angles are congruent, I'm going to write those over here as well. Even if we don't need a certain angle to figure it out, I like labeling all of the angles that I know while I move through it because then it'll make the path a little bit easier. And then they're asking CXA. What is the measure of angle CXA? Which is this angle right here. Well, now we have this small triangle, this very flat triangle here, and we know two of its angles. We know 22 and 22, so it's just the third angle that brings it up to 180 that we're going to count, or that we need. So 180 minus 2 times 22, it's going to be 180 minus 44, which is going to be 136, I believe. Yeah, 136. That's going to be that angle right there. Excellent. I hope that makes sense. Whoever posted this. Who posted this? It was Rockin' Taze. All right, Levi.
Yes.
You are now on the board.
I'm almost done.
No, Slayer Darth, they were referring to Levi because Levi was behind the box. And they saw his body. Oh, look at this.
They can recognize me from my midriff.
Midriff. Tudor midriff.
Yeah.
It's the best kind of midriff around.
Yep, the only kind, really.
Go to the store, get yourself some midriff. Did I screw this up? Those are the answers. 46, 151, 34. Interesting.
Okay. So here is how you find the area of a trapezoid. If you want, I mean, this is really the only important thing right here. But the way it's derived is basically if you draw you draw a diagonal between two of the vertices, and it could be either way, it doesn't matter. Both of these triangles that were just created have the same height. The area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So this is the area of the top triangle up there with that base. This is the area of the bottom triangle down there with that base. It's 1/2 BH. That's how you find the area of triangles. You add them together. You can pull out the 1/2. You can pull out the H. Basically, this is where the equation comes from. Does that make sense here in the moment? You don't actually. It doesn't really matter too much if that makes sense or not. At least tonight. If you want to talk about it next week when we're streaming, cool, great. Does anybody else have questions about this? Also, if you're not asking questions, you're making an enormous mistake. This is actually worse for you to watch and not ask questions.
Oh, it is 136. Yeah, chemist, it's not 134, it's 136. If that's what you're asking me here. Although I'm not sure the answers that are on this thing are not the numbers you just put up there, so I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Thanks for the follow, Codsworth.
Oh,
good.
I've been thinking about Codsworth following us for a long time.
Yeah?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, wait. The answers that you put in here. Okay, wait. Oh, you changed it to 46. I see what happened.
That's a good question, CJ.
So, okay, wait, chemist, I see. You changed this to 46. Okay, in the picture, that is the choice. But the ones that you sent us are not the choices. Yes, okay, so... But, I mean, the way that we did it is exactly what you are going to do here. These are all 23. So we have to subtract 2 times 23.
Remember, if we run out of questions, the stream dies. So you have to keep feeding the stream. This is how we don't make any money, but this is our nutrients. Brady, do you want to explain that situation?
Yeah, sure. So Levi and I weaned ourselves off of food by slowly upping our intake of questions on our stream as our primary source of nutrition. And as of 4 days ago, we are officially off of food and completely on questions.
Yeah, it's just questions and water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're trying to get off water as well.
Yeah. We're trying to get off that. We're using darkness, as you can see, and questions, and then our byproduct that vomits out of our mouths in the form of sound waves is answers.
And that's the waste that we're excreting.
And really, really productive explanations and everything else.
Answers are the waste that we excrete. What? Maybe they'll make a clip of that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's good.
You don't think so?
Well, I think it'll help them on the ACT.
Help who?
Who?
I said that. I fixed it.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I said help who?
Oh, is that what you did?
That's what that was.
Okay.
Yep. Don't even think that I didn't do that. Hey, a better nickname. What test is this from? Is this from one of the legal ones? One of the 5 that we have posted below? Or is this from something else? Because if it's from something else, then we're just going to have to make up some numbers here. We'll still do the question, but we're just going to have to make some numbers here. That's all.
Also, if you want to ask us questions, go down below. If you're on Twitch, at least,
Got it.
Go down below. There are panels down there. Click on any of the tests that are listed. We can put any of those tests on the overlay, up here, wherever, and we can do those questions. So just go through, ask us questions on anything.
Oh man, this is great. All right, so timing on math and science. We're going to put it all in the queue. Math versus science, and then also period, amplitude. Yes, trig functions.
Dude, timing miles per second. Actually, it's minutes per second.
It's meters per second.
Meters per second. That's what I meant.
Meters per second, exactly. Excellent, excellent. From math word problem, should we read everything? Absolutely.
Yes.
Fixed. 100%.
Fixed.
Yes.
Easy fixed.
There might be some stuff in there that you don't need, but you won't know that until you read it and then think about how you're going to solve the problem.
What are we doing next?
This one here.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Wait. What? Why would you tell me to wait?
I was talking to myself.
And referencing what? Why would you
talking
be
to
waiting?
myself.
All right. Okay. And the 0, 3 line is standing for all points on each twice as far as the circle. There's 1 point in the circle. What are the coordinates of the center of the circle? Excellent. Excellent. I have a good technique for maths word problem.
Doubt it.
Levi.
What?
Oh, gosh. All right. That's going to be the origin. We're going to say that this is 8. This is going to be 0, 8. 8. And then, okay. Function of all points such that each is twice as far from B. It's twice as far from B as from O. Forms a circle.
Circles. I always hated circles.
Okay, this is 0 is 1 point in a circle. Okay, so that's gonna be, right. Interesting. Oh, this is an interesting question. What is 1/3% of that?
I'll do that.
Okay. Wow, your breath smells a lot like your M&Ms.
Yep, that makes sense. Is that what you mean?
Okay. 3. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. Hey, Levi, how was your day?
That was good.
Good.
I bought another Surface Pro, and then I'm going to return my old one.
Zobin says those are cool markers. You know what, Zobin? You're a cool marker.
Yeah.
I can't take this anymore.
Is that what you punched the microphone?
No.
Hey, if Brady's punching the microphone hurt any of your feelings, like ears specifically,
3
sorry.
times as far from B as they are from O. Sorry, that's supposed to be from O.
Huh.
Form a circle. Okay. So that's 3. Oh, that's much easier, isn't it? Okay, then we're gonna make this 9. Yes. 1 point on the circle. What are the coordinates of the center of the circle? Oh, that's so interesting. Okay, and we're going to say that this is the square root. This is going to be square root of 3. This is going to be oh, that's. It should not be that way, because then it's going to be easily. Okay, I need to change this. Okay. This is one where I have to make up specific numbers for this one, and it's tricky. So we got that, and then we got that. So root 3 comma 0, whatever the square root of that thing is. Each is twice as far from B as from O forms a circle. Okay, should we just make that? I don't want to make that 3. We're going to make this root. Okay, that's what it's going to be. 3 root 3. Okay. Okay, so this question says, all points that are 2 times as far away from B as they are away from O make a circle. What is the center of that circle? Okay, and then this point here is 3 root 3, and this is one of the points that is going to be on the circle. So it's going to be something that looks like that, okay? One of the other points that we know is the point that is right between B and O. If you're twice as far from B as you are from O, if this is 9 units here, this is 3 and this is 6, would be a great way to cut this up. So it's going to be twice as far from B. So it's 6 units away from B and only 3 units away from O. This point here is also going to be on the circle. And this is the point 3, 0. So now we have 2 points that are on the circle. And we also can make one more if we put it down here. Let's see what that's going to give us. So we have something that looks like this. If we put something down here, something that, I don't know, maybe it's around there. We know the x-coordinate of this, it's going to be 0. And then the y-coordinate, we're just going to call y right now. Y needs to be twice as far from B as it is from O. So the distance from this to B is going to be, it's only a difference in the y-coordinates. So the distance from here to here is going to be 9 minus y. And 9 minus y needs to be twice as large as the distance from this point to the origin, which is just going to be y. So if we solve this thing for y, we're going to have, okay, 9 minus y is equal to 2y. 9 is equal to 3y. Hold on a second. Y is equal to 3. That doesn't seem fun. We already have 3 as one of them. There has to be one more on that axis. The distance is going to be 9 minus y is equal to, the distance there is going to be, it's going to be twice as much as just y itself. What am I? 0. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, this minus that, this minus that. This is going to be negative y. That is the distance from here to here. Okay, so this is going to be negative 2y. And then if we add y to both sides, we're going to get just negative y here, which means that y is equal to negative 9. So that is another point that's on this thing, which is going to be, I'm going to change this now to negative 9. So if we have a point that's on the top and a point that's on the bottom, then we can use this to look at our diameter. Our diameter goes from positive 3 down to negative 9, which means that it's a diameter of 12. That's 12 units long, and so the radius is 6. So if we want to find what the center of the circle is, we can just start at this top point and go down 6, which is going to get us to negative 3. Or we can start from the bottom and go up 6, which also gets us to negative 3. So the center of this thing is 0, negative 3. I suppose you would also, that would be another way of doing it. That's one way of doing this. Okay. Two numbers have a product of negative 48 and the sum of 0. What is the lesser of the two numbers? Interesting questions. Okay, so whoever posted this was a better nickname. A better nickname, the other thing that they might have wanted you to do here is, if this is our center of a circle, we're going to call h, k. And the center of this circle, we know the x-coordinate. The x-coordinate is definitely going to be 0, so we're going to call this 0, k. The hallmark of a circle is that its radius, so the distance from the center to any of the points on the circle, is always going to be the same. It's always going to be whatever the radius is. So we can always set those distances equal. So if we have some mystery point, the distance between this point and a point that we know on the circle is going to be the y value. I made this the wrong thing, didn't I? This should be 0, 3. Screwed that up. Nobody told me. It's going to be 3 minus k. That distance needs to be the same as the distance from the center to this point here, which is going to be, yes, now we have changing in both of our directions. That distance needs to be equal to the square root of this distance over here. So distance formula. The distance here is going to be 3 root 3 minus 0 squared plus 0 minus k. If the first thing I did makes sense, then just let me know, and I won't continue this. 3 root 3 squared is going to be 9 times 3, which is going to be 27, plus k squared. If you square both sides, you get 9 minus 6k plus k squared is equal to 27 plus k squared. The k's cancel out. The k squareds cancel out. We almost have this. So 9 minus 27 is equal to positive 6k. That's going to be 18. Negative 18 is equal to 6k, which means that k is equal to negative 3, which is what we got over here as well. Anyway, I'm going to be done with that one. That's a hard question. If you come across a question like that and you're not sure where to go, skip it and come back to it at the end. Okay, so we have to do timing, math, and science.
Yeah,
and
who was
also,
the timing math and science person?
we have to scroll up.
All right, I got it.
Who asked about timing, math, and science? LOL, thanks. Keep going up. Keep going up, 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 up. Keep going. Right there. Jack. Jack0220, you still around? We got you on our queue.
Say hello or we will skip you.
Yes, we don't want to have to skip you.
Yeah.
We don't want to have to do that. Yes, all right, good. So timing on the math and science. One thing that sort of goes for all the sections is you need to be very comfortable skipping questions. Chances are, and unless you are in the very, very, very few people here, you're not going to get a perfect score. That should not be your goal. You don't need to get a perfect score to get into all the schools of your dreams. Each school has some kind of a minimum requirement. None of these schools, it's 36. None of them, okay? So cool to get a 36? Yes. You're not going to get that, though. So if you're going into this with a mindset of like, I'm going to get every answer, or I have to get every question right, when you get to a hard one, you're not going to want to give up on it. You're going to put a lot of time into it. Do not do that. Come back to it if you have time, but as soon as you realize you have no idea how to do it, or maybe you do, but it's going to take a while, put a little mark next to it, skip it, and keep going. All right, that goes for math and for science.
To help us specify exactly where you're losing time, what is specifically very hard for you on the science? An accept question. That's
underline. If you see not or accept in caps, underline it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or put it to lowercase.
Put it to lowercase.
Right.
Rewrite it as lowercase. That's good.
So if you can tell us what type of passage or what type of question on the science gives you trouble, then we can actually pull one of those sections up and maybe do a question or two. Is it the
or is it overall strategy?
Yeah.
Because like I would assume most students don't have like they don't know the breakdown of the passages.
Yeah. Are the passages that have? Is it my turn next? No.
Period to trig functions.
You will be up very soon, sweet chemist. Yeah, so for those bigger questions of like timing on a full section, we can talk about it. We could talk about it for hours. We would prefer if we can get some specifics and then help you more specifically.
It's overall.
Overall.
Yeah, Jack, you should not be reading the science passages. You should go straight to the questions. Mm-hmm. And then the questions are worded in a way that they'll guide you where to look in the data to answer them. So if you're reading the whole passage first and trying to understand what's going on, you're doing it wrong. You're not going to be able to finish this thing in time. It feels very disconcerting that I have many books in the For Dummies series. Well, dummies is kind of a fun word. Like, I call Levi a clown. Put that on the queue. Geometric arithmetic sequences. Yes, Jack. So, questions first. They say, asking in figure 2, what is this? Actually, yesterday's stream, we talk all about the science section. Well, I did the whole shebang on yesterday's stream.
Okay, so go to our stream from yesterday.
Yeah.
If you're on Twitch, so go up to videos, wherever that tab is, and then yesterday's stream has it.
Pull up a literal science section.
Yeah, you can scrub through, see the science section on the left side of the screen.
One thing that we should do, though, he's not asking about specific science. We probably at some point should do outside science knowledge. I can do it quickly. I can
just post a link to all the outside science knowledge.
Do we have where do you send people to? Do we have one?
Somebody has a link.
Somebody has a link. Okay. All right. Sounds good. Arnie keeps asking if you guys can do non-SAT and ACT questions. Yeah, we're not going to be spending our time doing differential equations tonight. Sorry, Ernie. Period trig functions.
Woo-wee.
Okay. General form for a trig function. I go to the video. You got it, Jack. Easy ones here are A and D. A is a vertical stretch. On a trig function, that's going to be your amplitude. Okay? Levi, why don't you draw us a sine? It's a very simple sine wave. Levi's going to draw a very, very simple sine wave.
It's going to be very simple.
Oh my gosh. Honestly, it might be even a little too simple, but, don't say anything. Okay. Good. Very good, Levi.
Thank you, Bird.
Yes, I like that. Okay. Here's a simple sine wave. Levi, what is the amplitude of that?
The amplitude is 1.
And what does the amplitude mean on a wave?
The amplitude is the height from the middle to the top or the middle to the bottom.
Very good. So if you put a vertical stretch, which is the A value at the front, that is going to be a amplitude shift. 2 times sine of x is going to, well, maybe you want to draw it, 2 times sine of x.
Yeah, 2 times sine of x.
Check this out. He's going to crush it right now.
This is going to be insane.
Whoa! 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 Something like that. All right? Everything is now twice as tall as it was before. Okay? D. Whenever you add a number at the very end of a function, that is a vertical shift. So it might be adding it, you go up. If you subtract it, you go down. B is the thing that you're concerned about. So B. So if I just make this something like this. Sine of 3x. 3 here is what's called your frequency. And frequency is how many waves you get over the course of 2 pi. Now, this is not what you're asking. I'll show you what you're asking in a second. Your period is going to be 2 pi over that b value. So in this case, your period is going to be 2 pi over 3, so 2/3 pi. Every 2/3 pi, you're going to have a full wave. So that by the time that you get to 2 pi, you will have seen 3 full wave cycles. Who asked about this question again? Someone asked.
It may have been here in the moment.
And then there's also the cosecant one that you're asking.
So cosecant and secant have the same exact. Oh, it wasn't you. Okay, sorry. Well, I hope whoever asked this is watching, but this will help everybody. Cosecant is the reciprocal of sine. Secant is the reciprocal of cosine. They all have the same period, which is 2 pi. So they all respond to this in exactly the same way.
So if you had cosecant of 4x, that's going to have the same period as 1 over sine of 4x, which is, well, I mean, it's going to have the same period as sine of 4x. And so sine of 4x has a b value of 4. So to find your period, you take 2 pi and you divide it by your b value, which is going to get you pi over 2. So that will also be the period of cosecant of 4x.
Is that in radians or bradians?
I am a Bradian.
Oi! We have to tutor them. We have to tutor them.
I do not want to tutor them. I want to headbutt you in the headbutt.
In my headbutt?
Yes.
All right. How do you feel about all of this? It's pretty fun, yeah?
Who asked it?
I don't know.
Are they still here?
It wasn't here in the moment. That's all we know.
It's up here.
We have chemist's question next.
Right here. Codsworth.
Codsworth.
Codsworth! My gosh! Art thou still here? Codsworth? Codsworthby.
Codsworthwood.
Codsworthwood, yes. Well, it's
Alright.
here in case you want.
Yes. Very good.
Can I gorge myself on your M&Ms? Is it engorge?
Well, gorge is the act of eating. Engorge means that you get fatter or larger by eating them. So both of them would actually make sense, but I think you meant gorge.
Okay, which is what I said the first time.
Yes.
Yeah. So what's the answer?
No.
Oh.
You may have some. I don't want any BS. Get out of here.
All right. You're going to do chemist question?
Yes, I'm going to do chemist's question. Can you actually pull it up before you start disgorging yourself?
Sure. Chemist question. Which is it rock and tiz? That's chemist, right?
So yeah, if you engorge yourself, that means you make yourself bigger. If you engorge us, then that means you make yourself more pretty.
Hi, Jock. Hi, Jock. Thank you for following us. If we were you, watching you as us, we would also follow us.
I think so. So yeah, we sort of expected this.
Yeah.
We've been expecting you. But you should definitely ask us questions. Following is great, but ideally you ask us questions and tell other people that they can ask us questions.
Oh, wow, there's 2 parts. Wait, whoops,
Ooh.
info extracted 1 minute. So wait. Okay, wait. So, oh, this is like a proof. Yeah, okay. Chemist, this is a proof. You will not need to do this on the test. So we're not going to talk about this tonight. On a normal stream, we might talk through it, but not tonight. Tonight is a special night. It's a cram session. People are cramming.
Very special night.
It's so special. It's ridiculously special. Here in the
ACT
moment,
Eve.
pull up some probability questions. We'll help you out. All right, so that means geometric arithmetic sequences.
Yeah,
You
baby.
got that?
Yeah. I don't. So let's talk about arithmetic ones first. Those are more straightforward. Arithmetic. Any rustling you hear is Brady engorging himself on my M&Ms. Arithmetic sequences. Sorry to cut you off. In probability questions, and means multiply and or means add. Yes. Yes, it does. Now, you have to understand how that works in context. But yeah. So we can get to probability. We'll do that next. Bam, 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 bam. All right. Please ask us your questions. We only have one more left, so we can do your stuff after. Yeah. Okay. Arithmetic sequences. That would be something like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You get the picture. Or it could be -5, 6, 17, 28. You're just adding 11. You can subtract things, or you can add a negative, whatever you want to say. It can be 1/3, and then it can be, I don't want to make this too difficult on myself, 2, and then whatever this
4
is.
1/3? No, sorry, 3 1/3?
11.
3 2/3?
Like it can be this too. It doesn't really matter. These could have all been negative. It doesn't really matter what is going on, but you're always adding the same thing every time, right? So let's just do a more simple one because I don't know why I did that. You could have, let's say, 4, 7, 10, 13, and so on. So in this case, you're adding 3 every single time. That means that your difference is 3. So we denote the difference, or what you're adding every single time, as D. You don't have to remember that. They will not ask you about that, but that's how I'm going to refer to it, as D. So let's talk about what you might see on the tests, and in this case, the ACT specifically. Let's say that they say you have this sequence. Your sequence is A sub n. So that means whatever number in the sequence you are is going to be denoted by the number that is the subscript of A. So A sub 1, let's say, is -6. And then they'll also say that A sub 7 is, I don't know, -3. And then they say A sub 24 is what? So they might be asking you that.
Follow.
Nakamio. Yeah, whatever. Thank you for the follow. We appreciate it. Ask us questions. We're doing probability next. Oh no, we did write this down. So this might be the setup of a question where they say you have the sequence A sub n, you have A sub 1 as -6, you have A sub 7 as -3. How can you figure out what A sub 24 is? You don't really, I mean, you could reason through this one. This one's relatively simple, but maybe you can't. And the way we're going to set this up is we have A sub 1. We're going to be adding D to that to get to A sub 2. We're going to add D again to get to A sub 3, and so on and so forth. And we'll get to A sub 7 eventually, right? So the number of jumps here is +6, right? We're adding the same D value 6 times. So we're going to add 6D. That means that A sub 1 plus 6D equals A sub 7. That means we can identify what our D value is by plugging in A sub 1 and A sub 7. So we have -6 plus 6D equals -3. I apologize for the squeakiness. So that would give us that. Let me just box this up. This is a possible question you might get. Like that. Okay, so we're here. We know that now D, when you solve for it, equals 1/2. Positive 1/2. Does anybody have any issue with what I just did here? I found that the D value is 1/2. That's what we're adding every single time. You add 1/2 to -6, you get -5.5. And you keep going. When you get to A sub 7, you have -3. Now, how do we get to A sub 24? It's going to be the same process as this. We could determine what our A sub n equation is I thought that 25-year-olds don't exist on Friday nights. That is a good point, Usfo. We do exist on Friday nights, the night before the ACT. We haven't decided, did we decide if we're doing a cram session for the SAT on Friday, which is the day after Halloween?
We haven't decided yet.
Okay, you want to decide now?
No.
Okay,
Let's
we're going to
talk about
decide later. So we'll let you know if 25-year-olds exist on Fridays after Halloween. We'll let you know. So, this case, same setup. We're going to do a sub 24. And we're going to add something. Oh, sorry, what am I doing? A sub 7. A sub 7 plus, how many do we have to do, how many times do we have to add D to get to 24? Well, if we add, we're going to do 14 jumps. So that will be plus 14D. And now we just solve for this, whatever, we know A sub 7 is negative 3. We know that D is 1/2. So we have this. So A sub 24 will be whatever this value is, plus 7, so it's negative 4. So A sub 24 equals negative 4. Please let me know if you have questions on that. I will go through I'm not sure I want to spend too much more. No, you can work backwards too. Let's say that they gave us A sub 7 and A sub 24, right? We could use this equation to then solve for D, and then they say, okay, what would A sub 1 be in this case? Well, then you work backwards, but you're still setting up these same equations. This is the important part right here. Figuring out how many jumps you're making and solving for that D value right there. It seems like nobody has questions or nobody cares. Either is fine. Please continue to ask your questions if you understand what this is. I'm going to do geometric sequences next. Those are slightly more difficult, but it's the same type of thought process as this. I'm just going to erase this little bit here. So geometric sequences are the same thing as arithmetic ones, except instead of adding the same thing every time, and also you can add negatives, so it's the same situation, it's just subtracting essentially. So now with geometric sequences, you are multiplying the same thing every time. I have questions on quadrilateral proofs. Okay, we can talk about quadrilaterals. We're not going to talk about proofs because proofs are not on the tests. I finished the triangle proofs, one with a perfect score. Yay. Oh, good for you. Good job. All right, so geometric sequences. I'm going to leave that up here. That's fine. I will just do geometric sequences. This is going to be super well spaced. Geometric sequences. So this might be, oh no, I should do it here again. This could be 1. I'm going to start with, let's say 6. So 6, and then 3/2, and then 3/8, and then 3/32, and so on. This would be multiplying by 1/4 every time. So maybe you'll see where this is going. If we're multiplying by the same thing every time, and in this case we're calling this R. R equals 1/4. So how do we deal with this? It's the same idea. If you know, let's say that A sub 6, let's do this the opposite way. So we say that A sub, I'm going to do this in pink again, so we keep things consistent. Please ask your questions. Oh no, Brady, you're going to do probability next, yeah?
Probability.
Who asked about probability? I'm not quite done yet. I'll need another 2-3 minutes. Pink. Okay, so we have this sequence A sub n, and we know that A sub 8 is, I don't know, 24. And we know that A sub 13 is not that much. Let's do A sub 11. is no. A sub 11 is 192. Let's do that. Can I share a link to a sheet with all the ACT math formulas? Yeah, go for it. Thank you for asking, though. I appreciate that. But yeah, here in the moment, it's going to share some sort of link. Hopefully, it's not a virus. If it is, let us know. But it won't be. So let's say we have this, and we want to know what A sub 1 is. So we're going to take the same approach as right here. We're going to say, well, we have A sub 8, and now we're going to be multiplying by R every time. Not D anymore. This is how we denote it with R. It's the rate of change. So we're doing A sub 8 times R times R times R equals 190. I should keep this as A sub 11. So this is A sub 8 is 24 times R cubed. This makes things a little bit easier. It's just R raised to that power, because R times R times R, however many times, is R to that power. That's the definition. That equals 192. If I did my math correctly, this should work okay. R cubed, I think I didn't do my math correctly, so that's a huge bummer. Bird, what is 24 divided by... I'm going to change this number real quick, everybody, because I shouldn't have done this way. It's not going to work out nicely. Oh, no. Wait. What is 192 divided by 24, Brady?
192 divided by 24
is that 8? It is 8. Okay, so I didn't do this too bad. I actually messed up twice, and it worked out. So now we know that R will have to be 2. From there, we can work backwards in a similar way there. So we know that R is 2. So now we can say A sub 1 times R to the, we're going to the 8th term, so that we'll have to multiply by R 7 times. That's not great 7. R to the 7th equals A to the 8th. So we will now have A sub 1 times R to the 7th power equals 24. I don't know what this is. Or instead of R to the 7th, let's write in 2 to the 7th. Brady, can you do, what is 2 to the 7th? Or what is 24 divided by 2 to the 7th?
Okay, Jesus.
I'm so sorry, Brady.
2 to the 7th is 128.
Okay, so what is 24 divided by 128?
24 divided by 128 is 0.1875.
0.1875. That is the value of the first term as a decimal. Does this approach make sense? Hopefully that cleared up at least lack of understanding of this whole concept. It's about identifying the pattern. There is exactly one pattern in any of these sequences. I don't remember who asked this question.
3/16, by the way.
Sorry? 3/16. Okay, 3/16. Okay. So that's arithmetic and geometric sequences. Basically, you want to see how many jumps you're making. You have a certain difference in the arithmetic sequences. You have a certain rate in the geometric sequences. You do need to keep them separate because it's not R times R times R times R times R is R to a power versus that one. Okay. I'm going to now erase this stuff. Yep. Ask your questions. It's a good choice. Ask your questions. You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it.
Levi.
What?
Oh, gosh, that's not... I honestly, I had nothing to say to you.
Brady.
Yes.
Who was asking about probability?
Here in the moment, maybe?
Here in the moment. Were you asking about probability or was it somebody else?
Well, someone just said probability is really hard.
Yeah, but somebody also said... Somebody said that before. It was here in the moment. Okay. Also, what's happening right now, it seems, is that everybody is watching here in the moment get tutored. That's fine. It's actually great for here in the moment, but nobody else is getting as much out of this as they could. I promise you this will help more if you ask questions. Also, this is not the only night we're doing this. We're calling it a cram session, but we do this 3 nights a week. We're not trying to just capitalize on the fact that you're worried about the test tonight. It's just... This is when we do a cram session. It's the night before.
We're not doing that as well.
Yes, we're not also. But we do this it says up there. So there you go. Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. If you don't have any questions now, or you happen not to be taking the ACT tomorrow, or you're going to be taking it again, tune in. We do this all the time. And we're a little bit more relaxed normally, but tonight's an important night.
Yeah. If the ACT tomorrow is a drug, then we've taken that drug.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. We've taken the ACT tomorrow, you're saying?
No. If the drug is the anticipation of the ACT being tomorrow.
Oh,
taking
okay.
the drug.
The anticipation itself.
Yeah. Tips on finishing the science section? I can never finish on time. Hey!
Rice grain.
Rice grain. Rice grain.
We're looking very turgid.
As a rice grain
can
look.
It's full of water.
Rice grain. Yesterday, we actually talked all about the science section strategies. So if you go on our video from yesterday, you'll see I'll pull up a science section at one point onto the screen. And if you just kind of check that out, then we'll go over it. But the basics are, you don't read the passages first. You read the questions first. Each question, for the most part, you'll be able to answer by just looking at places in the passage that the question refers to. Like as seen in figure 1, what is the time when the radius is 4? And all you need to do is look at a graph, and you don't even know what's going on, but you can't answer that question. I would say practice tonight. Don't just take my word for it. See what that feels like. But yes, you want to start with that. Every now and then you'll have to look somewhere in the passage that's not the graphs. They might be defining a word you don't know, so you need to find what that word means. So it's not that you'll never read that stuff, you just don't want to start with reading that stuff because it might be a waste of time. So you do it like that. There's one passage that... What?
You're giving it all away.
Well, I don't know. There's one passage that's the conflicting viewpoints passage. It's all writing. Do that one at the very end because it will take you the longest, and you want to put things off. That will take you long. That's the general gist. The GG, as we say in the biz.
The general gist is what that stands for.
Well, that's what I just said. You didn't have to remind them.
I was doubling down.
Yeah, you're DDing.
Yeah.
Doubling down is what we refer to as in the business as DD. Yeah. Anyway, and then there's some. Thank you. But yeah, the video yesterday. I'll walk through what the strategy actually looks like when you implement it. It's all about implementation. All about implementation. Implemented.
You know what I learned today?
Rice grain.
I learned that the American Sign Language word for bullcrap.
Yes, I know.
Is that.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't. I think it's very exciting.
It's very fun. Yeah, I knew that.
And this means I love you.
Oh, here in the moment. We never did that.
I and then love and then you.
That's fun. All right, two numbers have a product of negative 48. I always pay attention to you.
Wait,
it's
no, we're doing
cram session
probability.
time.
We're doing probability.
Who wanted probability?
Here in the moment.
Yeah, so here in the moment also has that question.
Oh my gosh.
Two numbers have a product of negative 48. We don't know two numbers, so we're going to use variables for them. We'll call them x and y. X and y have a product of negative 48. This is how you write that out. X times y is negative 48. Levi, chill. That's what I'm telling him. Okay?
I'm chill.
And a sum of 0. Ha! Here in the moment says repress and dissociate.
I see that.
Yeah, Levi's going to get on that right now. They have the sum of 0. Then another equation you could write is one of them plus the other gives us 0. Very interesting. What is the lesser of the two numbers? Okay, here we have a system of equations. And a system of equations is solvable with elimination or substitution. In this case, we have multiplication here, which makes things a little more complicated. So substitution is the way we're going to want to go. We're not going to want to do elimination. It's not going to be good, trust me. Substitution. You need to solve one of the formulas. Yes, exactly. I'm going to solve this for x. It doesn't matter which formula you solve. It doesn't matter which variable you solve for. Whichever one is going to be the least amount of time. So I'm going to solve this for x by subtracting y. So x is going to be equal to negative y. Now I'm going to plug this in for where x is over here. I'm going to rewrite that equation. Plug it in when no one is around you. Say, plug it in. Like this. All right? Now we just have to solve this thing. Negative y squared is equal to negative 48. So that y squared is equal to 48. So you take the square root of both sides and you get y is equal to 4 root 3. 4 root 3. Okay? If that is the case, and x is the negative of that, x will be negative 4 root 3. The lesser of the two numbers is going to be the -1. -4 root 3. So once you got these things in equations, you got to translate those sentences to equations. It'll basically just solve itself. You're basically just pushing it off of a cliff, and the thing's just going to fall. And it's going to just fall right into a big heap of the answer. You're pushing it up. Up, and up, and then whoa! Oh, I'm simplifying the radical. Square root of 48 is equal to the square root of 16 times 3, which is equal to the square root of 16 times the square root of 3, which is equal to 4 root 3. That's how radical simplification works. Here in the moment, how is your radical simplification game? Do you want us to talk about that? Because no one else seems to be asking any questions. For squirt 3 today. Squirt 4 squirt 3. Very good. Levi, we could put on some kind of an old folk dance number where, hey, Hono's here. Hello, Hono. How can I send a question? Codsworth, we did your question earlier. Did you happen to see that? I forget which question it was. It was, the period. We did the period of a trig function. Number 1, did you see that? Number 2, Discord, down below. Sign up on our Discord and you can send us pictures of questions. Hono, you're not screwed for tomorrow. Tomorrow's screwed because of you. As in, that test. Do you think I get my goal score tomorrow? Here in the moment, there's a lot of variables and information that I don't know, that I would need to know to answer that question tomorrow. But let me ask a question to you. Do you think you can get your goal score tomorrow? What do you think? Codsworth, what's your new question? Here in the moment, then yes, I do think you can get your goal score tomorrow. I need to go up at least 1 point. That's very doable. That is the most doable improvement. What are the basics of the ACT? Kyle 101 video. Are you taking it tomorrow? What exactly do you mean, like, what's the test? What sections are there? How long do the sections last? What's on it? It's a very, very large question you just asked. I don't know if you understand how large that question is. It's filling up the room in which Levi and I are standing. Jeez. I said in which, and I was thinking about that part. I got excited about that. So, yes, Codsworth. Questions for stream is where you want to put the picture of the question.
Or you can, put it on Reddit and add us there, or Discord, or wherever, yeah.
Discord. Sorry for asking. It's 1:59. I'm just watching you. The channel. It's highly entertaining and nice way to fresh knowledge. Oh, we're not mad at you for not asking questions. We're furious. So that's that's the sound I make when I'm furious.
Also,
I'm not taking
Brady's personality is in his hands right now.
So
give me your personality.
So wait, what is some things to know going in? You are taking it tomorrow.
Saliva.
Well, yeah, I put it in my mouth.
Why?
I'm on mobile. I can't find the Discord. All right, what do we say, Codsworth?
Do you have Reddit mobile? You could ask us a question there.
Yeah, wait, Codsworth, is it a
Reddit
picture?
Name is Nerdish.
Is it a picture you're trying to send?
Is it a picture?
Kyle, have you taken an ACT before? Have you ever seen an ACT? Like, even like a practice one, or you go online, just check it out. Have you done that? How do I not fail the ACT tomorrow after not even studying since my last ACT?
Oh, no.
Well, number 1, you better watch Nerdish. So if you're not watching Nerdish right now, hop online and get Nerdish going. Ask them that question, and they should say something like, if you're not watching Nerdish right now...
Doesn't make any sense!
Don't you get it?
No, I don't get it.
If you look at it, it's infinity.
Okay, explain it to me right now.
Well, it's like if you're in a bathroom and there's 2 mirrors and you look at one of them and you see yourself a bajillion
and
times.
Everything gets a little bit more green.
Right. Yes, green. Is that what happens to you?
Yes.
Which mirrors are you thinking about?
The ones in my green marble bathroom.
That's probably why.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, is
my
it doesn't necessarily need
green marble. It's very expensive.
SAT. They won't answer them. Let me type it. There's no graph. Okay, you can just type it. All right, Kyle 101. Here's what you want to do. go online, which you already are, get a practice test. Just look up ACT practice tests.
Just down below.
Oh, sorry, down below in our whatever panels. There are 5 practice tests that you can access. I would say you probably want to work through them tonight. You still have enough time. Probably a good idea to just take one, figure out what the sections are like, because knowing what you're about to get yourself into is going to be a lot better than going into it blind.
It is exactly half the battle.
Yes, exactly half. They've actually figured it out. It's literally 50.000%, which rarely happens in nature, but it is exactly half. And also, the timing is a really tough part. So you might have you're gonna have no grasp on how quickly you have to move.
None.
Unless you do this tonight.
Yes, you will get half a grasp.
Yes, a half grasp.
A hay grasp, if you will.
A grasp.
A grasp.
A grasp.
Yes.
Isn't that
Yes, it is. Yep.
What?
We don't condone violence. Whatever you just saw, don't worry about it.
All right. You find yourself
following.
You find yourself waking up in a small room with no windows and no doors. You're given the following system of equations: y equals x squared, rx plus sy equals t, rs. I love this one. Rs and t are integers, for which the following will be more than xy solution for the system. Yes, Codsworth. Discriminant. This is the discriminant one. Okay.
Codsworth, is this on one? Is this 72F? Sorry, is this 74F? Do you know?
I think it is. Yes. Yes, Kyle. Sweet, sweet Kyle 101 video. You're the first Kyle video that there's ever been. You are 101.
And the last.
And the last. Hopefully not the last. Okay, so more than one solution. All right. This is a great one. Codsworth. 52F. It's 52F. Do we have that?
Is it really?
Genius memory. I'm not the only one on YouTube.
Where's this one?
I was asking about quadrilaterals. You guys haven't covered it yet. Is it quadrilateral proofs? Or like what about quadrilaterals? We're not doing proofs. Is Chemist the one that's been asking about proofs?
No, that was here in the moment.
Oh. What just in general quadrilaterals? So
this is the question.
Oh, we can pull it up?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Okay. We can actually pull this up.
This is actually, or I don't know where you got it, but this is on one of the free ones.
Yeah, we got it right here. Number 52, answer F. Yeah. Excellent. All right.
For those of you wondering where this question comes from, it's on the first listed ACT that is in our info section on mobile, or the panels down below if you're on desktop.
And for those of you who are wondering where babies come from, they're in the same place.
Yes, when a tutor loves another tutor very much, and
they put it in the panels down.
Exactly.
Above. Yeah, exactly. Good.
Well, I was gonna say they make an SAT.
Oh. Well, I like that more.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is a fun one.
But thank you for protecting everybody.
Oh no! Now they know I have hair. This is embarrassing. Grab my hat.
You have to do this.
I look ridiculous. This is a disaster.
Quickly stand here. Now you can be the mouth of Sauron.
What if I and me? What if I and I? Let me know first. I want to do this one, Levi.
I have a question posted in Discord. It's about what I'm currently learning about in class.
Depends on what it is, because if it's on the ACT and SAT, we can help you out.
You don't need to say about twice in that sentence. The second one is unnecessary and grammatically incorrect.
Very good. Okay, system of equations. The way that you solve a system of equations, no matter what kind of equations they are, they might be linear, they might be quadratic, logarithmic, exponential, anything, is substitution. Both of these represent lines on a graph, and and what you're finding is where they intersect. That is a solution to a system, all right? So here we have y is equal to x squared, and rx plus sy is equal to t. So elimination is not going to work here. They have to look the same for an elimination to happen, where you add and they cancel out. Substitution is the way to go. One of our equations is already solved for y, so that's great. So I'm just going to use this for our substitution. X squared is going to go in for where y is in this equation here. So this is going to be rx plus, here we go, s, and then in for y, I'm going to put x squared right there, is equal to t. Now, rs and t are integer constants. They're numbers. They're not really variables. Even though they're letters, they stand for numbers. They're not actually like a variable like x. So what I have here is a quadratic. There's an x term there is an x squared term, and there is just a number term. So we're solving a quadratic here. That's how we're going to find the system solution. With a quadratic, you always need to put it in standard form first, which means everything on one side of the equation and 0 on the other. Just a reminder, ax squared plus bx plus c is standard form of a quadratic, and that's what you need to put it in first. So all I need to do is subtract the t over, and I'll have that. I'm also going to reorder it so I have my x squared first. Sx squared plus rx minus t is equal to 0, okay? Once you put it in standard form, it's either time to factor or do the quadratic formula, or completing the square if you know how to do that. But either way, factoring is always your first line of offense. First line of attack. I don't know. But they're not actually asking us to solve this. They're asking, for which of these following will there be more than one solution? Which is a very different question. A quadratic can have 2 solutions, 1 solution, or 0 solutions. A quadratic makes a parabola. Solutions are the x-intercepts. A parabola could cross the x-axis twice. It could just touch it at its vertex, meaning it has 1 solution. It also could never touch the x-axis. We're talking about real solutions here. A real solution shows up as an x-intercept, okay?
Go to bed.
You're going to go to bed?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Good night, Levi. Okay, so here is what you do to figure out how many solutions you're going to have. The quadratic formula in all of its glory. X is equal to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. There is a part, no, Levi's just in the bathroom. There is a part of this equation that helps us figure out how many solutions there are going to be. By that I mean real solutions, okay? If you're not a real solution, you are an imaginary solution. Technically, you're a complex solution, but you have I in you. That's the important part. There's an I, a little lowercase I, that is the imaginary unit, which is the square root of -1. You get imaginary numbers when you take the square roots of negative numbers. So this is where things can go haywire. This expression, b squared minus 4ac. If this thing ends up being negative, hey, Kyle, thank you. Thank you, Kyle. That's very exciting. If this ends up being negative, then we're going to have no real solutions. They're just going to be imaginary. So this is the important component here. b squared minus 4ac. This is called the discriminant. Not to be confused with the determinant of the matrix. It's different, okay? And there are 3 possibilities. b squared minus 4ac. If it is positive, then you can take the square root. Everything's going to work out fine. You're going to have 2 real solutions. If it is equal to 0, you can take the square root of 0. It's just going to give you 0. And so if you add or subtract 0, it's not going to make a difference, meaning you're going to get the same solution in both cases, which is going to be 1 real solution. And then if it is negative, that's where you get no real solutions. So if we're solving this quadratic here and they want more than 1 solution, what they're saying is 2 solutions. There's no other way to do this. You guys are, what are you guys talking about? Oh, great. The 2 solutions is what they're asking for. In order to have 2 solutions, wow, I didn't realize that that's going to be cut off. In order to have 2 solutions, the discriminant has to be positive. So we have to calculate what the discriminant of this would be. And here's what we're going to say. Our a value is the value in front of the x squared. That's s here. Our b value is the value in front of the x term, and that is r. And our c value is the number that you're tacking on at the end. And in this case, it's actually negative t. We're adding negative t. So b squared minus 4ac. Let's plug in our values here. That's going to be equal to r squared minus 4s negative t. And that needs to be greater than 0, okay? I can do a little bit of simplification. That's a negative t right there. It does not look good at all. Okay, negative t. So we can simplify this to adding it, because we're subtracting a negative. R squared plus 4st is going to need to be greater than 0 for there to be 2 solutions. That is what we need here. Do the right-hand rule on a parabola. The right-hand rule on a parabola. I know a couple iterations of the right-hand rule. I'm not sure which one you're referring to on a parabola. Anyway, that is the answer to that question. I believe that was Codsworth. Okay, so we have Discord stuff. I was being silly. OMG, I wasn't being funny. Ah, you're being silly.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Oz question.
No, absolutely not. Dear Lord, no. Wait, go up. Is everything up not worth it? Oh, Lenify.
There are no sums like this.
Yeah.
So that's it.
It would be pretty easy to do that one. It's just 4 steps.
Yeah. I'm gonna erase this.
Humna.
Yes. Okay, who's Ah?
Isn't that someone from the dentist's office?
I don't know, Braid.
Hey, you called me Braid.
I did.
I've always wanted you to call me Braid. Koru. Rui? Kaio, how old are you? Is that Oz question? Is Kaio?
Q.
Or is that... Whose question is Kyo?
Hono asked a question. Who's Ah in Discord?
Yeah, who is that? Show yourself, you fool. Oh, Kyo just learned the discriminant stuff.
Pretty exciting, right?
Very exciting. Pretty cool. Can we discriminate against Kaio? No.
No.
We can figure out how many solutions Kaio has.
The answer
Kaio
is
is-
too real.
2 real yeah. That's right. How does your whiteboard work? Is it just dry erasable glass? Hope so. Actually, it's you gonna say something dumb? Because I feel like you're about to.
Yeah, are you?
I was thinking about
Okay,
it.
I was going to talk about how it's actually 2 pieces of glass that are very close together, and there are spirits in between them, and we stab them with different oxidized levels of knives, and that colors their blood as it comes out.
Yeah, that's how it works. It's pretty typical in the industry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Levi, I have a small blister on my thumb flap. I'd like to go put cream on
Are
it.
you sure that's not a wart?
It's not a wart. No, it's not.
Why not?
Because I pulled the skin off of it yesterday. Here's a question for all of you. Those little thumb flaps of skin that you pull off, if you eat that, does that make you a cannibal? Does that make you an auto-cannibal?
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah.
Does it, though?
Well, actually, it's interesting because cars sometimes eat themselves, and that would be auto cannibalism.
You're a monster. I'm going to go get cream.
All right, mentally not prepared tomorrow. Good. That's very good. Remember, here in the moment, why don't you tell Kaio or Kyo what to do when you're not prepared and you're feeling stressed? Because here in the moment knows, and it's worthless information. Are we supposed to be doing something? Yes, that's very good. Repress and dissociate. That way you can please your parents and your friends and your concept of who you're supposed to be without feeling anything. It's very good. Picking a scab is considered self-harm, okay? I'm more than mentally not prepared. I have not studied. Yes, you have, Hono. Oh, wait, no, sorry, you're Hono. You have not been here all that often, Hono, but I'm sure you're going to do great. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. I can't be held to that, but I'm sure. Hono is a senior. Hono's been around a long time. Very long time. Am I supposed to be doing something right now? I forget if Brady... Did Brady assign me to do something? Oh, his life is a mess. Hono is an auto-cannibal. Okay, I'm not sure what I should be doing right now. Please, somebody tell me what to do. And I'll probably not do it because you're probably going to come up with something dumb. But if you have questions, I can answer them. There are many of you here. You should ask me questions. Okay? I will write them down. I will explain things. Hono, what was your question? Okay, actually, I'll do Hono's question. If your name is in our Discord, please let me know. Or send a message in the Discord right under where you just posted your question, and I can do part of that, or I can talk about that question. Because I can't pull that one up because it's not officially released, and I will get in trouble. and they will shut down the stream. English M dashes, very exciting. So we have M dashes. We can talk about English. It does not have to be math. We've been doing math thus far because it's easy to do on the board. So is English, to be honest. We can do any of the sections. Okay, Hono. Let's do your question. This looks fun. Give me a sec.
What's been happening down here?
Actually, I don't know. Should we put this question up or not? It's actually from an ACT, so maybe not.
We just write our own.
Yeah, that's going to be hard. Actually, it won't be that hard. Yeah, we're going to write our own. Oh, no. Stop. Stop. Start. Start. Oh, great. Ow.
I don't condone violence.
Useless. Useless business partner. Okay, a couple ways you can do this. Okay, so Sophia, we will do your question next. I can't pull that question up specifically because it's not officially released. I've just explained this. Okay, cool. For those of you who are watching and not asking questions, you're doing this wrong. Or you're doing this okay. You're doing an okay job, but just okay. Okay, this is where we start. We have an equation with a single variable. It doesn't matter that it's in the exponent. We know that we can still solve it. The way we solve this is you can take the log of both sides, or you can just set up the log equation. So if you have an exponent there, it's the same thing as saying log base 36 of 6 equals a. You can plug log base 36 of 6 into your calculator and it will give you a. Or you can say, well, I know the square root of 36 is 6. Well, square root as an exponent is 1/2. I don't know what that means, by the way. OMG, that. Very cool. The way to get back from logs to exponents is you take this little guy and you go through that big guy in there. That's how I remember that. 36 to the a power equals 6. Or you can do, you haven't learned log. Oh.
No, it's I haven't learned log. Sorry, I haven't learned log.
I haven't learned log.
I haven't learned log.
You can also say, well, instead of 36, I'm going to write that as 6 squared to the a power equals 6. So now I have 6 to the 2a power equals 6. And this is technically 6 to the first. So I know these exponents have to be the same because the bases are the same. So we have 2a equals 1. So therefore, a equals 1/2. So we know that a is 1/2. Now we're here. It's going to be the same type of situation. I'm a beaver. I eat logs. That's ridiculous, Lenified. Beavers don't have keyboards. Everybody knows that. Okay.
Comedy.
So we have 2 to the 1/2 plus b power equals 32. Now, we're going to have to use our properties of logs to do this. You could maybe reason it out. That's also fine. For I squared equals -1, 3 minus I squared equals... Oh, you'll have to FOIL that rice grain. Treat I like a normal variable and then replace the I squared stuff later as -1. But FOIL that little guy there. So here, we're going to use properties of logs. If you're adding exponents, that means you multiply the bases. So now technically we have 2 to the 1/2 power times 2 to the b power equals 32. Actually, sure, we can do it this way. Now we have 2 to the b power equals 32 over 2 to the 1/2. This is just a number, so it's fine. 2 to the b power, we can do the log thing again. We can figure out what the base is here. You could guess and check. There are a bunch of things you can do. Or, right from here, you can say 2 to the 1/2 plus b power equals, instead of 32, that's going to be the same thing as 2 to the 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. So 2 to the 5th power. So now we know that 1/2 plus b equals 5. So b equals 4.5, or 9/2. That would be the answer to this question that I made up. Hono, does this help you with your question that you posted? And anybody else? Does anybody else have follow-up questions on this? This is math. We're going to do Sophia's question, and then we'll jump to M-, and I'm hoping that we can transition more into English stuff, or science, or reading. It doesn't matter. We can go through a passage too. ACT Master, hello. Oh, ACT Master, 2008. Could you have been born in 2008? No, that's ridiculous. Okay.
I don't think anybody was born in 2008.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think that was
That
was the year when nobody was born. What?
It's fine.
Well, it's a leap year, so they don't have the days.
Can you do the ACT for me and get a perfect score, please, please, please? Yes.
No elaboration. It's very good.
Okay, so Sophia, your question. Can't pull it up, but I can talk about it. What you have as answers are two pieces of matrices, or two matrices, like represent, like, if you're me and she. Oh, no, I totally get your question. I'm saying yes, I'll do that for you. Okay, Sophia, your question for the Valley High School, Mountain High School thing. You have these matrices being multiplied together. How do you feel about matrix multiplication overall? Do you feel good about it? Do you not feel good about it? Do you know how to do matrix multiplication? Or is it you know how to do that, but then mapping it onto this question specifically doesn't make sense in context? Do not just say yes or no to my question because I asked multiple and I've already forgotten them. What's going on? Okay. I'm going to say, if anybody wants to see this, you can look at... you don't feel good. Okay, so after... Sophia, come back and remind us to do this. I think you should go to earlier in today's video, so go to the videos section, and today's video should pop up. Pretty early on, Brady and I go through matrices. I think it's in the first 10 minutes of the stream, we talk about matrices. Go check that out because we talk about... Did you talk about matrix multiplication?
Not today.
Oh, it was yesterday?
Did we talk about it yesterday?
Well, didn't we go through matrices today?
We did. We just didn't talk about multiplication.
Oh my gosh, then we're going to talk about matrix multiplication. Can you talk about my question? I know it's not ACT related. Lenify, no, I'm sorry, we can't because today's a cram session, so we have to stay very, very on topic. When there are fewer people here in the stream on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 7:30 to 9 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday, whatever, we can do some non-ACT, SAT stuff if there's nothing else going on.
Tell them to follow us on Instagram.
Follow us on Instagram. Okay, so matrix multiplication. Oh. The way to do this, let's start with this. When you multiply matrices, I recommend setting them up so you can do it visually. It helps a lot. So you move this first guy down, you move the second guy up. It doesn't matter. The order matters. This times this does not equal this times this. If you switch the order, it changes the answer, probably. So I'm going to move this guy down here. A, B, C, D, and then I'm going to have W, X, Y, Z up here. So this is just a very visual way of multiplying matrices. The ones I was planning on, EA, no, not really, but kind of middle tier, I guess. Oh, you're talking to each other. Very good. Please do not solicit cheating in our stream. We'll probably kick you out. We haven't actually had to deal with that, but don't do that. Okay. You're probably joking, but whatever. The way you find the product of two matrices is you go across each row and down each column. Let me show you what I mean by that. This first spot right here is the first row and the first column of our resulting matrix. So we have to go through the first row here. We're always going across here and we're going down here. And we're basically making a table, sort of, if that makes sense. We're going to do A times W. So AW plus, so this one times this one, plus this one times this one, B times Y. Why are we doing that? Because that is how you do matrix multiplication. And it actually, in your question, whoever asked that question, Sophia, that's actually one of the things you can do with it. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble. Brady, can you read the chat? Because I
can try, my lord.
Oh, okay, so ACT Master. I was totally kidding. I'm not doing your ACT for you. Absolutely not. I would feel bad and probably get caught because anytime I break rules, I get caught. But also, I think it's wrong. That's not at all what this is for.
What am I reading?
Just there was a lot of stuff being said.
Is there still?
But, you know, thank you for checking. The honesty is good. Okay, so now we've gotten this first spot here. Now we have to go elsewhere. We're going to go through all the rows and all the columns in each of these, okay? So let's go down to the second row. We'll stay in the first column. That's going to fill this spot right here. So it'll be C times W, so CW plus D times Y, dy. Now, the next spot is here. It's now back in the first row and down the second column, so it'll be AX plus BZ. And then the last one is going to be second row, second column, so CX plus DZ. That's what it will be. So if we put in some numbers, we would get whatever that is. Okay, so I don't know why I call you ACT Master, it's obviously ACT. Ask us questions about actual concepts and we will talk about them. That's what's going on. Okay, Sophia, how do you feel about this general matrix multiplication thing, this approach of going across the rows, down the columns, creating this resulting matrix? Does that make sense to you? We do not do calculus on stream. We tutor calculus and you can pay for it. This is our private tutoring, but not on stream because we're SAT, ACT specific. On the slower nights, you know, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, not the weeks leading up to tests, we might do more stuff if there's nothing else going on. Okay, they aren't going to reject you over your ACT score. Valid. Here in the moment, you're making a good point, but it helps to be above the average if that's what you're hoping will pull you in. But just so you know, Codsworth, ACT scores will not pull you into a school. It will get you, especially a school like Columbia. It's going to set you up to be okay getting in on that portion of the application. But great, obviously everything else matters. You know this. I'm just kind of talking. You dragons, Dargan. Hey, I recognize your name. Hello. Forgot the ACT tomorrow till this morning. You doofus. Why'd you do that? In the description. Accelerate tutoring. It's one of the panels down below. Okay. Sophia. Oh, you did respond. Sorry. Yeah, it makes sense. Okay, I'm glad that makes sense. Now, let's talk about when it doesn't work. So let's take option E or something like option E from the question you posted. You have, and I'll just make up numbers, it doesn't matter. And I'm going to move the second one up so we can do this multiplication. 2, 0, 6, 7. So we're going to start multiplying these. Our first one, we're going to do 2 times 2, which is 4, plus 6 times nothing. We now have a problem. We're trying to multiply these two matrices together. We go across this row, down this column. 2 times 2 plus 6 times nothing. This doesn't work. This is wrong. You can't do that. So sometimes you cannot multiply matrices together. I'm going to sneeze.
Don't sneeze, my lord.
I'm not sneezing, I swear. When you try to multiply matrices, if the first one doesn't work, it won't work at all. If it does work, if the first spot does work, then the whole thing will work. So there are other ways to remember it, like basically the number of columns of the first one has to equal the number of rows of the second one. If they don't, then you can't multiply them together. Or you can just try it. If it doesn't work here, you can't multiply them. This is undefined. So in the question you posted, Sophia, this can't be the answer. Anything set up like this can't be the answer. The first three answer choices can be okay. Now we need to figure out the meaning of them. And that's where the multiplication comes in. So I'm going to try to use this as an example. If we are multiplying, well, let's actually try to make this look like the other ones. So in your question, basically you're doing this, right? That's what the three possible answer choices that are left over look like. You have a 1 by 2 matrix here, and you have a 2 by 2 matrix here, and you're multiplying them together. Can I send a whole science passage, or is that annoying? Rice grain, you can. Now we have science passages down below. The ones down below in the panels are the only ones we can pull up. So you can send us a science section, but we're not going to do it unless it's one of the ones below. So you can just tell us the name of one of those. We, up until very recently, could have, but then we got hit with a copyright thing. So we just got a follow, or you just paused it and then took it away? Oh, no. Thank you for the follow, Dragon Slayer. Thank you very much. What if you're not from New York City? We tutor online. So, here you go. Thanks for the follow, Ackmaster. Okay, so here, if we're trying to think about what these things mean, you have to use the context of the problem. So, let's say that you are doing the price of brownies versus the price of cookies, right? If AW plus BY, and it's 4 different, like you have to see, okay, what does this actual math that we've done, the AW plus BY, what would it represent? If it doesn't make any sense, then this is probably not the right setup. Maybe it should have been XWZY, something like that. So let's say you have 2 schools, or 2, two schools. I don't know how to spell school, apparently. 2 schools. And we have brownies. We have cookies. And at the schools, there are teachers and there are students. So if the teachers will pay this much and the students will pay this much for the brownies versus the cookies, then you have to make sure that AW plus BY would be, how much a teacher pays for a brownie and how much a student pays for a brownie. That's how much people have paid in total for brownies. This is actually confusing. Sophia, I want you to go back to the question you had before, now that you know the matrix multiplication part, and try to assign context to each of the first 3 answers, and see if you can understand which of those multiplication pieces, when you actually do them, will give you the value you want for whatever those questions are. If they're asking for a matrix that represents how much people pay in total for this thing or this thing. I'm going to erase this stuff and move on, because that was a lot of stuff. Unfortunately, that question's kind of complicated, so it's just, unfortunately, we can't put it up, which is frustrating. It's very, very frustrating. What is the foci? So there are 2 foci of an ellipse, just so you know. We can do that, but we're going to do that after the M dash. Bird, there's ellipse stuff coming up for you, so get excited.
I love it so much.
Okay, who asked about the M dash? Can you say hi again? Because I forget who it was. I want to make sure you're still here. Otherwise, we'll move on. Anybody want to talk about the M dash? When you use the M dash. It's actually relatively straightforward, which is nice. Ooh, hi. here in the moment. Be nice, be nice, be nice. Ow. Anybody want the M dash stuff? Who asked about M dashes? Do you remember?
No.
No? Okay. Okay. Oh, it was you. Okay, sorry. I don't know why I missed that. People started saying things. That's totally my bad. Valid. Okay. M dash. Kaio, do you know what an independent clause is? We must talk about that if you don't. And I'm going to abbreviate it with IC. So independent clause. Do you know what that is? You do. Awesome. So we'll reference that. M dashes. There is only one use of them on the ACT. Only one. It's when you have your independent clause and then you break it up with a non-essential. I don't know if you know that term. Or it can be called an interrupting element. It can be called an appositive, but it's something that you stick in the middle of the sentence. I'll give you some examples. And then you're going to finish up your independent clause. It's not another independent clause. It's finishing up the first one. That's why I wrote continued there. Hope that makes sense.
It can be at the beginning or the end as well.
Right, no, I'm about to do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Then, let's see, what am I missing? Are these the colors? What's happening? What is Sophia? Sophia is a username on Twitch. Can you mute? It's not being that bad. Okay, so the other options here are you can have an independent clause, or you know, I'm going to give you an example first. Also, this pen is dying. Okay, let's say we have I tutor Brady a bozo for the ACT. Okay? I tutor Brady for the ACT. That's our independent clause. A bozo is a non-essential. We don't need it. I like using the word non-essential. It's not the technical term, but it's more demonstrative of what it actually does, right? Non-essential, it's not essential to the independent clause, so you can take it out. A bozo is that non-essential. The rest of the sentence is, I tutor Brady for the ACT. Here's how you deal with non-essentials. If you can take them out and the sentence still makes sense grammatically and contextually, and you haven't lost too much information, that's a valid use of M dashes. Okay? Now, you can also use parentheses here. You can also use commas here. They will not make you choose between them if they are used correctly. You can't do a dash and then a non-essential and then a comma. Of course, you have to use two commas, you have to use two dashes, you have to use two parentheses. So this is no good. It seems like you want to get kicked out, ACT Master, and I'm happy to do that. So stop, or we'll kick you out. Okay. Please let me know if you have any questions on this. Otherwise, I'm going to move on anyway, and then we'll talk about it later if you have more questions. But now we can have an independent clause, and then right at the end, we just have a non-essential, and then the sentence ends. So anybody who tells you that you need two dashes to be able to use a dash at all is wrong. They're a liar. They're a cheater. They are a pickpocket. Okay?
Pickpocket like Dickensian.
Can you ban ACT Master?
Sure.
Or ACT Master, whatever his name is.
Yep.
We're banning him. He's fine. Just ignore him. Okay. IC dash non-essential. Now, this could be, we have I like chocolate, especially Dove. Dove is a chocolate and a soap brand. I like chocolate, especially Dove. We have an independent clause here. The non-essential is especially dove. If we take that out, the sentence still works. We have what we need. I like chocolate. We don't need the other dash because the sentence ends, so we don't need to offset it. The whole point of the dash or the comma, the two dashes or any dashes or commas here or parentheses is to offset your non-essential from the rest of the sentence, from the independent clause. Does that make sense, Kaio? We can also have the dash offsetting a non-essential at the beginning. So we start with a non-essential, and then a dash, and then our independent clause. So this might be, Ray, can you give me an example for a dash offsetting a leading non-essential?
Sure. Maybe something like, okay. Yeah, what do you think about that?
Yeah, thanks, dude. Did you block him, by the way?
I did.
He's still commenting.
What has he said?
I don't know, but did you ban the wrong person?
ACT Master, I blocked him. What does it say?
What do you mean by block? Like in the chat?
Yes.
Okay.
What does it say?
He's still commenting.
What is he saying?
Red, blue, yellow, orange, pink. Well, he's just still saying stuff. Can you not see?
It just says user hidden. I'll ban him.
Oh no, hidden is just from your computer. You gotta ban him. Are you on Nerdish?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you gotta ban him or something. All right. We would Dragon Slayer, but you haven't been here for that long, so probably not. And also, I don't know how to do that. So, well, but we'll probably get if this stream gets big enough, then we will. But at the moment, it's not that big. Oh, all right, sure. I don't even know how to do that. So,
Joke's on you.
Jokes, yeah. Brady says the joke's on you, so take that. Okay, so a non-essential at the beginning might be a werewolf. Brady hates the full moon. So, a werewolf, Brady hates the full moon. Clearly, this is not the independent clause at the beginning. That would be the non-essential. This is unusual. They normally don't have a non-essential offset by a dash at the beginning of a sentence. Doesn't mean it can't happen. So, what's nice about this is the only use of M dashes on the test that you can be tested on. No, we are actually done streaming now-ish. We will finish up with foci and then we'll be done. The hardest questions here in the moment on the science passages are in the science section is at the end of each individual passage. So it goes easy to hard for each passage, each set of questions. So if you're really bad at the science section, then if you feel like you're really bad, do the first 4 questions on each one and just move on. Right? If you're always getting the harder ones wrong, come back to them at the end, but do the easy ones first. Easier. So the approach for these M- questions, always the same approach, okay? Identify your independent clause. If you have 2 dashes, it's very simple. Your non-essential has to be in the middle. Take it out, see if the sentence makes sense grammatically and contextually, and you're not losing too much information, okay? If there's a single dash, figure out if your independent clause is everything before or everything after. It's a very, very formulaic approach. There is a rule to the dashes. Follow that rule. Don't just follow your gut feeling. That will be there, but don't rely on that at the beginning. Follow the rules. Yes, timing is generally hardest with the reading and the science across the board, but some people are, have an easy time with reading, an easy time with math and science. Who knows? Is the timing actually a crunch? I don't know what the test is like at all. Yes, it is, especially in the reading and science. If you don't have a ton of time, which you don't, the test is tomorrow morning, Dragon Slayer, I would recommend doing half of each section and timing yourself. So in the reading, for example, do the first 2 passages and try to do them in 17 and a half minutes. Okay? It's a lot of reading to do and a lot of questions to answer right away. Death Scrubs, hello. Hey, I haven't studied at all and I'm taking the test tomorrow. Should I print out like 3 practice tests or what? Last time I got a 26, I didn't do anything for it either. don't do 3 tests because you got to sleep. I would recommend printing out 1 and working where you need to work. So if you're great at math, just don't do the math section. Maybe do the last 15 questions on the math section just to see, okay, this is the hardest it could get. Do those. If you're really bad at math, just do the first 30. See how you do on those. The English is the same all the way through that first section, so just do half of it just to refresh. Reading and science, make sure your timing is on. Try to figure out or try to remember as to where you fell apart on the previous test. Was it timing? Was it the reading section in general because you don't know how to read? Ideally, you know how to read. You have to figure out you don't have a ton of time, so focus on where your pain points were last time. Which is very vague, but I don't know anything about you aside from you got a 26 last time and you haven't studied, which is good. Which means you can study next time. I don't know if there is a next time for you, but we tutor every week. Any tips for calming down on test day? Brady, I think we're done for the evening, unless you want to talk about foci.
Nah.
No foci? If you want to talk about foci, go on Khan Academy. It's confusing and it's annoying because many high schools don't talk much about them. At least mine didn't. But there are some great Khan Academy videos. It's pretty straightforward. It's not like they're going to ask you much of a word problem on foci. It's just there's a way to deal with it. Yeah, also, I'm not worried about foci. Don't worry about me. Brady, come on up here. Let's talk about test day jitters.
Okay.
Okay, so thank you everybody for watching, and we hope we helped you a little bit. We will be back next week at 7:30 to 9 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So you can stop by, ask us your questions.
Thursday, Halloween.
Oh, Thursday's Halloween. So
we would remind you.
Every Thursday it's a Halloween. We do not stream. If you're nervous, take a lot of caffeine. Great, terrible idea, Dragon Slayer. I was listening, all stream, and something big happened while I was doing a test for art history. What happened? We appreciate you. Oh, thank you.
Is this a joke?
Yes, it's a setup for a joke. What happened? I don't know. If you're talking about somebody getting banned, yeah, somebody was annoying in chat, so we banned them. If that's what you're referencing.
Yeah, Death Scrubs. Great name, by the way. You got to get there in time. Kanye released an album.
Oh, yeah, he did. What's it called again? Like Jesus is King or something?
I am Kanye West, and this is my new album.
Oh. Jesus is King. That was right. Nice. I just made that up. Is it really his best album yet? Better than Graduation or College Dropout? Death Scrubs, you're a bozo. Big time.
Yeah, don't be a bozo.
Yeah.
D-B-A-B, D-Bab.
Yeah. Do bring your own bozo.
Bring your own bozo, B-Y-O-B.
Yeah. Okay, so test day jitters. If you are stressed.
You're my bozo.
Yes.
I will bring you.
And you're my doofo.
Doofo?
Yeah.
Good.
Test day jitters. Bring food, bring water. During the test breaks, get up out of your chair, get out of the room. You need to give your brain a break, get your blood flowing by running down the hallway or beating up some kid who looks smarter than you. Something like that, so that when you sit back down in your seat with the blood on your knuckles and some bits of brain on your lapel. I don't know what a lapel is.
You don't?
No, I don't know what it is.
On a suit jacket, it's those flaps that flip over.
Oh, so it's useless.
Yes, it's not in the situation.
Okay.
And also, if you eat the brain of that smarter kid, you will be imbued with the powers of said brain.
Yes, and be put in jail for longer.
But you'll be smarter.
Yes.
Anyway.
But get your blood flowing. Don't kill anybody. Enjoy yourself. Think about us while you are taking this test.
Yeah. Think about Levi.
Yeah.
Just his general... I'm sorry, I'm thinking about that moment when... never mind. Last time there were two partners where they were quietly talking all the time, showing for the next time something happens. Yeah, wait, was there not a proctor for the proctors? Because there should be a head proctor who's proctoring the proctors, and it sounds like that head proctor was not doing his or her job.
Yeah, if there's only one in your room, then offer to be their proctor.
Yeah.
That should gain you, at the very least, a friend.
Who will guard the guardians? Who will watch the watchers?
The boys.
The boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, no explanation there.
It's a TV show. The Boys. It's awesome, actually.
What's it called?
The Boys.
The TV show?
No, The Boys.
Oh, The Boys are called the TV show.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm gonna slap you right in your slap zone.
Not
dude.
my slap zone. Last time I'm curious, what did they do? Good looking around. One lady was from the school. I don't know where the other was from. Probably from the death scrub zone. Someone wanted to just cheat. It's ridiculous. Anyway, everyone have a good time. Oh, you should have told them to be quiet.
Yeah.
Like that's literally, I mean, that is a violation of how the testing environment is supposed to be.
I would say study
27.
27.
27, exactly 27 minutes, no more, no less, every single day up to the December
Here in the
test.
moment, I recommend this for you and every other person on the planet. Practice stuff. Come to us with the stuff you don't fully understand. We will identify how to approach that type of question. You understand that and then practice approaching that type of question that way.
It's definitely not a kindergartner.
Rinse, repeat.
Yes.
Rinse with soap, just like you should with your vegetables.
That
Always
was
use soap.
very much a lie. There is no way that was a kindergartner. Kindergartners cannot type so quickly and
Right.
spell well.
Yeah.
Here in the moment, 27. It's so there's this religion actually.
All right. Have a good night, everybody. We will see. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the test. It's all about fun at the end of the day, right?
Ready? You're gonna stop it right after I make the morning.
We will be here next week if you want to debrief the test.
Or brief D.
You have an easy list of things to know for grammar rules. Not that we can rattle off right now. Independent clauses are the most important thing. There are 4 ways of separating independent clauses.
Period. Semicolon. Colon. Comma. Fanboys.
I'll just write that down for posterity. Period. Obviously. Semicolon.
You need to be able to identify what an independent clause is and
Colon.
isn't. When you
And
have 2 of
comma
them, you need to
fanboys.
separate them appropriately. Kiorui. Thank you.
Thanks for the follow.
Thank you. We didn't go over test anxiety. We didn't.
That's true. Okay, so, well, honestly, the anxiety part is helped by movement. It actually is because a lot of it is physiological and you can't fix it mentally. You can't fix that. You can accept it. If you're stressed about a section, understand that, you know, many schools super score. So if you feel like you bombed the reading, doesn't mean you got to give up on the science.
Yes. Every
And
section is important here.
skip problems, skip questions that are too hard for that time. You can come back to them later. It is not worth freaking out over those questions. What else?
Yeah, try to approach each section like a clean slate.
Yeah.
Especially because, like, next year, it sounds like you'll be able to take each section separately if you want, or just whatever sections you want to take. For all of you seniors, that doesn't help, but for you juniors who are taking it, that's kind of a relief. But other things for test anxiety. Do not, if you don't normally drink coffee, don't drink coffee tomorrow morning. If you normally drink coffee, do it. Will not do it and not ask them questions. Good schools and okay schools. Other things for test anxiety. Yeah, Levi said get up all the time that they have you take your breaks. Listen to music on the way there. Take deep breaths. This is not going to decide your life. It's just not. This does not matter
Unless you
long-term.
become a tutor.
Unless you become a tutor, in which
Then
case
it
they
is
won't
your
trust
whole
you
life.
unless you did well. Yeah. You're going to be able to take this again. If you're a senior, there's still the December test for regular decision schools. That'll still count. Yeah, just kind of, lock it in. Enjoy the ride.
Dude, how's your thumb flat?
I'm going to have to put some more cream on it. Because I think if you there's a certain amount of cream where if you apply that amount of cream, it heals very quickly.
Yeah?
And it hasn't healed yet, so I'm going to have to put more cream on it. Take a shower tomorrow morning. Get sleep tonight. If you can, if you're very nervous about tomorrow, wake up early and do some kind of a workout. Get yourself up and get yourself moving.
A lot is physical.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Go to sleep. Have a good night. We will see you next week if you have more to study for. If you don't, come back and say hi. Let us know how you do on the test. Have a good